Did you call bank? I called game.
If you want to buy cheap, reliable NBA 2K19 MT, go to dvdj.com and use my promo code PACK to get a 5% discount. What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and today I'm talking about the 5 brand new players they added in NBA 2K19. Some of these players they already added in my team, and they just added them in the actual rosters, and other players are brand new, and other players are kind of weird, and I'll explain. But before we get into this video, reminder that I'm going to do a giant giveaway for when this channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. We're almost there. I think it's 5,500 left. So if you want to be an OG and join the Pack Nation, subscribe. And also, if you subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram, you could win the giant giveaway for when I reach 100,000 subscribers. But enough of that, let's actually talk about this video. Starting at number 5, it is John Hot Rod Williams. So there's a weird situation going on with John Williams here. First of all, he has the coolest name ever, Hot Rod. I mean, come on, man. But here he is on the 1989 and 1990 Cleveland Cavaliers. He is a 78 overall for this team with the name John Williams. He is considered the 4th best player on this team behind Mark Price, Larry Nance, not Jr., and Brad Daughtry. He's now the 4th best player on this team. He was not on the team before, and they just added him. But here's the thing about John Williams, is that if you go to the all-time Cleveland Cavaliers team, you can clearly see right here they have Hot Rod Williams, not John Williams, as an 85 overall, and he's been on this team the entire time since the launch of 2K. But Hot Rod Williams was not on the historic Cleveland team, which we just showed you. They just added him on that team. So basically, he's now on the classic Cavs team. So I don't know if that was 2K being lazy or they just realized it now, but they have John Williams on the historic classic team. So if you look at his face scan, it's not that completely different. I mean, it's not great either. It still looks like it belongs in last generation, but it looks like him, so I'll take it. It's just not perfect. Something you may have not known, that John Williams, or Hot Rod Williams, he actually died of cancer back in 2015, but he played an amazing career with Cleveland for many years, and he did really good for them, so it's really great for him. He's now on the historic classic team. I used him a little bit. The thing about him and his gameplay style is that he has no jump shot really, so the whole game you're focusing on driving in the paint. He plays good defense, that's good too. And he's okay with rebounds, but for the most part, it was scoring in the paint, whether it be dunks or laying it up. He has a pretty good poster game too, but for the most part, he gets physical, posts up, and scores it. He's pretty good. He reminds me of like LaMarcus Aldridge without the jump shot really, but I like using him. He's a pretty good addition to the team. Now we are on number 4, and it is Hedo Turkoglu. Now he is on the all-time Magic team, and that was because he did amazing in the run to the NBA Finals with Dwight Howard. He was one of the best players on that team. He's an 84 overall on the all-time team, and he's just been added to be usable for the game. He was added for my team, but you can only use him in my team. Now you can use him for the all-time Magic team. However, he is missing on one of the teams. He is missing on the 2001 and 2002 Sacramento Kings. They could add him when he was really young and not amazing, but he was on this team, and he's not on this team at all. Like, they forgot to add him. That's kind of disrespectful. Put some respect on Hedo's name. He is pretty dang good though. I was playing with him in NBA 2K19, and he is like kind of a cheat code. His 3-point shot is ridiculous. His jump shot is so quick. He has one of the quicker animations in this game, and that jump shot, whatever it is straight cash, dude. I'm a fan of this player a lot. Apparently in my team, he's been dominating as well, and you can get him super cheap. I don't put it past it. He's a tall player that can shoot. I mean, you always want that on your team. 6'10" small forward who can shoot threes is crazy, and it's fast. If you look at his face scan right now, it looks okay. It could use a lot of work, but it kind of looks like him, and we'll take it for the moment. Hopefully they update it for the next 2K. But yeah, when it comes to actually playing with the player, I had a good time. He's an 84 overall. He is considered the 9th best player on the all-time Magic team, and the Magic have had some pretty good players, so that's not bad at all for Hedo Turkoglu. The next player that added in NBA 2K at number 3 is kind of random, Nazr Mohammed. Okay. Nazr Mohammed is a 71 overall in NBA 2K19. Kind of weird that they decided to add him out of nowhere. And not only that, they add him on the 2011 and 2012 team with the Thunder. You would think they would have added him for the correct team, the team where he won an NBA championship with, the 2004 and 2005 Spurs. He's actually straight up missing from this team, and this team only has like 5 players, or 6 players, I think. Yeah, they only have 6 players. They could add more, and they forgot to add Nazr Mohammed on the Spurs team. So 2K, get on that. Not only that, right? So there's another team he also played for, which he was pretty dang good. Honestly, he was playing his best basketball ever with this team right here. The 2007 and 2008 New Orleans Hornets. He was having some of his best games of his career with the Hornets. And again, they don't add him on this team. They only have 6 players on this team, and they could have added him with Chris Paul, David West, Tyson Chandler. 2K be slacking on this. I will say though, here is his face scan, and of course it looks just like him. I mean, I think they had Nazr Mohammed in this game like 2Ks ago. He just retired, I think, a couple years ago. So of course they have his face scan pretty accurate here. But I'm surprised that they just added him. A thing about Nazr Mohammed though is that when I play him in 2K, he is not good at all. He's actually pretty difficult to use, especially because he has no jump shot and his inside game is not great. For the most part, he's a rebounder and inside defender. That's the only reason you would really want him on this team, or any team really. Not a big fan of how he played in the game. Really and I usually don't complain about players, but I really struggled using him. But of course, he's only 71 overall, but even then, he didn't have much to offer in this game. And he's stupid slow, like really slow. So even fast breaks were impossible for him. Not a fan of this player. Even if I was playing Play Now Online, I would much rather use Kendrick Perkins or Cole Aldridge, who are also slow, but at least they have some kind of offense that I could work with. Yeah, Nazr Mohammed, not a fan of using him. The next player, it is Roy Hibbert. Now, Roy Hibbert on the 2013-2014 Indiana Pacers has been added to the game. Yes, they removed him last 2K because they lost the rights, but I guess they just got the rights back for Roy Hibbert. He's an 83 overall on this Pacers team. You could argue that he was maybe the second best player, but the rating's fine. Inside scoring, defending, and also rebounding was his specialty. That's what he was good at. He was 7'2", center. I mean, how could you not like getting Roy Hibbert? If you look at his face scan, it looks just like him. This is the face scan they had from a couple 2Ks ago, so I'm not really going to complain about that. It looks fine. He's not missing from any historic teams, which is good, but I do have one complaint, and that is that he's missing on the all-time Pacers team. He's not on this team at all, and that's dumb because they have Lance Stevenson in it, and Roy Hibbert has a better rating than Lance Stevenson, and he played, I think, more seasons than Lance Stevenson for the Pacers. So I'm not a fan of this. They could switch them out. It's dumb. They're literally the only players they're missing for the Pacers, I think, is like Reggie Miller and Roy Hibbert, and that's like it really. So add Roy Hibbert, somehow add Reggie Miller, and you have the full all-time Pacers team perfectly. Another thing I need to mention about Roy Hibbert is that he plays actually pretty good. Not too fast, but that's not the point. You can actually post up with him pretty dang good because he's so strong and big and tall. You can post up pretty dang well. He gets rebounds good enough, and he's a great inside defender. Easily a much needed player for this team online wise, because before he had Yamahimi, which is just a very worse version of basically Roy Hibbert. So I'm glad they added him, and now I can kind of use the Pacers online and not be scared, right? And finally, the player they added in NBA 2K19 was Gilbert Arenas Agent 0. 93 overall for the all-time Wizards team, considered the 3rd greatest Wizard ever. And he put up some ridiculous stats in his career. Look at that, A+ inside, A mid-range, A+3. Pretty good perimeter defender. Playmaking was great, high IQ, an amazing athlete, so he can yam it on anybody. He was awesome to use in this 2K, and I had a really good time using him. Now, let's look at his face scan. So the reason that he's just appeared back in 2K19 is for reasons, but they finally allowed Gilbert Arenas to be added to the game. They kind of just forgot about what he did before, and they were like, you know what, it's fine, we'll add him back in the game. Here's his face scan, looks just like him. That's actually a pretty good face scan for Gilbert Arenas. Not only that, but he plays amazing. He has just as fast as a jump shot as Hedo Turkoglu, which was awesome to use. He also has ridiculous speed. He can yam it on anyone. He's one of my favorite players to use right now. He was in my team. They just added him, I think like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. But now they added him into the all-time Wizards team, and I'm happy about that. It's so fun to use him in this game. Ridiculously fun, honestly. And now they added him to the all-time Wizards team, and I don't think this Wizards team is missing anyone else that's that important. So now you have a full, perfect all-time Wizards team. That's awesome. That is it for this video, you guys. Do you like the players that 2K added? Who are they missing? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?